Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for August 28, 2024. Thank you for listening. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Please be sure to subscribe as we cover the lower 48 United States as well as any tropical entities that are out there as well for the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific basins. I appreciate your support. Right now we're looking at the courtesy of Tropical Tidbits, looking at the Atlantic combo picture for here. You can see over to the west we have Hone, which is still a hurricane here. Powerful Category 1 hurricane here, making its way into open Eastern Pacific. It will not be a threat to Hawaii, but will bring some showers along with Hector later on this week as a tropical rainstorm or depression. We have a couple of waves here in the Eastern Pacific that are also flaring up. These will be of non-development. We also have a development in the Gulf of Mexico here, flaring up here from an upper level low, bringing some showers to the Gulf Coast and trying to break some of that heat for Houston, Beaumont, Lake Charles, and New Orleans there. Now out west in the Eastern Caribbean, it's quiet in the graveyard of what storms go to die. But some showers are passing through the Lesser Antilles. So if you're in just north of Barbados, Martinique, Anguilla, Montserrat, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, you may experience some passing showers as this wave continues to propagate through. Now back behind that, we have some few waves here, but it's being sucked out by the dry air. It's not going to be able to tap into the oceanic heat content above 30 degrees Celsius that's below it because of the dry air, severe dry air, and the westerly wind shear that's coming in too. So there's not going to be nothing going on there as well. National Hurricane Center does have those two areas highlighted here, and they are only given a 20% chance or 0% chance of this area a couple hundred miles southeast of Bermuda. So we don't have anything going on in the Atlantic, and that's good news as we head toward the peak of the hurricane season, which is on September the 10th or 12th, coming up here in 2 weeks here. Going back home, closer to home, the National Weather Service hazards here for the lower 48. It's just been hot. We're getting the dog days of summer here these next 2 weeks. Meteorological fall starts September 1st, but it's not going to feel like that until we actually get toward the fall equinox later on in the month, September, towards September 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. So you have heat advisories denoted here in orange here for the Ohio Valley. So if you're coming along 75 there from Lexington to Dayton to Springfield up through Cincinnati there, be very cautious, very hot. And southern Indiana, 65 through Louisville up through Seymour, Indiana, and Columbus, Indiana, back toward the Ohio River. And also in West Virginia from Charleston back toward the mountains of West Virginia and some of the hollows. And East Coast, if you come along I-95, just north of Raleigh, Roanoke Rapids, Rocky Mount into Emporia, Norfolk, 64 coming up through Norfolk, Virginia Beach, up through Richmond, and the Tidewater area, there's a heat wave advisory for you, as well as a flood watch for the inland counties of Richmond and Petersburg and to the east there. So if you come along the 64 Turnpike, be very careful there. And also going through Baltimore, D.C., Philadelphia corridor, there's a red flag warning as well, just to the east of Philadelphia. So in Berks County and those counties into New Jersey, Burlington County, be very careful. No burning allowed. There's a red flag warning there in purple as well. Now out west, we have the same thing. The red flag warnings out there, except for the excessive dryness of the air for much of Wyoming, western Nebraska, and southwestern South Dakota. So be careful there. Flood watch is still extending in New Mexico for the monsoon and flow continues. So be careful in Ruidoso, Mexico, Taos, Albuquerque, north of there on I-25, the Raton Pass, White Sands, down towards True for Consequences east of there. Be very careful in that 25-40 corridor through New Mexico. There's still some flash floods coming there as well. Now up north in that purple, we have a winter weather advisory, our first winter weather advisory almost of this season, and a freeze warning in the upper Bitterroot chains of Montana and the Montana Rockies way up there. There is some chance for freezing temperatures tonight and some snowfall that's going to be occurring, possibly 1 to 3 inches out there up in the high elevations of Montana, big sky country. So very interesting to see. Now back to the hurricane here, you can see the Saharan dust layer here. All this orange is dry air, and that's to know that we have some moisture over Florida, South Florida, and that can help to break the heat there, to bring those record heat days they had in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, and Naples. That's help break some of the heat. So, but there's going to be showers here in green, but you can see there's a bunch of dry air that's suffocating Bahamas, all through Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, down through Haiti and Cuba, eastern Cuba, and back through the Lesser Antilles. This dry air that's all out here toward Bermuda as well, this is what's stifling the tropical development. And that's why we haven't seen this surge of storms that everybody was predicting earlier. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. We have September and October. That's the primary months that we can get through the bulk of our season. And the next few names on the list, like Francine and Gordon, could very well come in the middle of September as the models, some of the icon models and other models have been hinting at tropical development. So just to be look out for that. Now, I showed you storms in the Eastern Pacific. We have Gilma and Hector. And also in the Central Pacific, there's Gilma, Hone, moving away, well away from the Hawaiian Islands. Gilma, right behind it, providing that much needed rain to Honolulu and some of the big islands here, Kona, and Hector's right behind it too. It's already a tropical storm, a minimal tropical storm, 45 knot winds, Gilma with 40 knot winds, and Hone with 45 knot winds. So these are minimal tropical storms here, and they'll bring much needed rainfall to the Hawaiian area. Just be very careful if you're on the mountainous side, the leeward side, because you could get, maybe some flooding, street flooding and stuff of that nature for some of the islands there. So just be very careful and mindful of that as you make your way through. But 2024 hurricane season is far from done, but we're thankful for this quiet period that we have right now in the next couple of in the next 1 to 2 weeks here that we have, at least in the Atlantic, Caribbean, and Gulf of Mexico area. So this has been the Weather Guru update for August 28, 2024. Please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already a member, and we're going to be going through more of that for the lower 48 as well as the tropical update. I thank you for your support. I'll see you very soon on the next episode. Take care.